Hello and welcome to the weekly sales meeting. Thank you for joining us. We're looking forward to talking about a bunch of things that we're trying to drive here at UMortgage, but going to get started with talking about our LO community. So this is the big one. This is something we have every team in the organization working on. It's our highest priority as a company to make sure that we are providing a community for our loan originators. And the focus here is making sure we're bringing valuable content, resources, support, scenario, help desk, everything A to Z to make sure that we on an on-demand basis are supporting our LOs to be successful. So, high level, where does it start? All of our team members here at UMortgage are a part of the community. All of the branch managers, all the loan originators, the processors, you name it, A to Z, everybody's in that group. Now, throughout the week, we have scheduled trainings, we have scheduled content drops, our marketing team, our business development team. We're focused on making sure we're bringing forward the solutions and the resources that we're getting feedback from the team, from loan originators at all of our teams that they need. So you might have saw Corey Meredith share some marketing resources. You may have saw our business development team share our some of the things that they're working on when it comes to the lead intake and database management that we're doing for some of our teams. The goal is to make sure we're bringing full visibility to all the different things we're doing to support our loan originators, but we're also providing a community. And again, this is where the secret sauce is. It's making sure you have somebody that can have your back when when you have a scenario that you don't know how to structure the deal, you don't know how to get over this hurdle, so you can crowdsource it to the whole group. Somebody's dealt with that scenario before. We have subject matter experts across the company that are the best in class at VA loans, best in class at non-QM loans, like you name it, we have it. So it's just a matter of bringing those scenarios, bringing those situations all into the loan originator community. So I know it's a little bit of a change of habit and behavior. We're used to emailing account executives. We're used to emailing our internal team and asking about these different things. So the whole goal is bring it there. Talk about the situations. Talk about the pain points that you're looking to solve for and share it with your fellow loan originators. You might have saw this past week, we launched a couple of different things in the LO community. Number one is Austin from our capital markets team has been sharing a weekly kind of just like market summary. What's going on in the market? Why are rates moving up and down? Every single day we're seeing huge shifts in rates. And this is kind of like the expectation moving forward is we're going to see a lot of volatility. So I asked Austin, I said, hey, let's make sure we're keeping our loan officers up to date with what's going on in the market, but let's make sure we translate this stuff back to the consumer level. So, whether an LO wants to copy and paste that and post it on social media, or you want to share with your customers via email, you have the resources to take what's going on in the market and translate it down to the consumer level. Also, last week, some of the we're really excited about is LO weekly rankings. So a couple things about the weekly rankings that I want to talk about is number one, this is we're tracking this based upon lock volume. So, it's all about lock activity. Now, obviously, there's different things that people want to rank, themselves based upon. When I think about this, when it comes to closed loans, a lot of people say, oh, I had a good closed loan month. Like that's great. And closed loans is how we pay the bills around here. But closed loans is about the past. It's what you did, last month, last week. We're focused on making sure we're talking about the future and how we're getting better every day. So this is all about lock volume. So what you lock today is going to be closing in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So it's that trend of focusing on getting better every day. So last 2 weeks, we saw a big shift. Top 3 LOs in the company, completely different names have shifted in that group. So, I had a call with Matt Gauger earlier in the week. Matt Gauger, obviously one of the top producers in the country. Matt, the mortgage guy team in Sacramento, California, they do an amazing job. He recently took a trip, went to Disneyland with his family, and we were talking about how they had such a great time. But when he saw the LO rankings, he was like fired up. He was really pumped up. He's like, man, last week I was number 3. My goal was to get to number 1, and here I am. I took a step back and went down, and he's coming in the next week saying, I need to be, making sure I'm pushing the limit. I'm doing what I need to do with my follow-up. I'm taking my game to the level that it needs to be at to break into that top 3 or even get to number 1. So a lot of people have different feelings about rankings. My thought process is we're not going to be one of those types of companies or those types of organizations where it's like everybody gets a trophy. We're not going to, have full transparency around, what the scoreboard says. Like transparency creates accountability. Accountability drives performance. So to me, knowing where you rank, knowing how you're doing, knowing, hey, is my effort translating? If you're working 80 hours a week and you're not in the top 10, talk to your team leader, talk to your leadership. We got to make sure we're doing a better job supporting you and setting you up for success. If you're putting 10 hours a weekend and you're at the bottom of the list, Maybe you know what's going on. Maybe you could see, okay, you know what? I took the week off last week. That's why I'm at the bottom of the list. I got to rebound this week. But making sure there's accountability and also bringing visibility to the people that are performing. Hey, listen, who do I want to talk to if I want to learn about, direct to consumer marketing or reaching out to real estate agents? Like, for the most part, the people that are going to be at the top 3 to 5 on our list every single week are people that are excelling in one of those areas. They're putting in the calls, they're scheduling the appointments, they're doing the work to make sure they're staying in front of customers. So this is something we post every Monday. I hope you guys are enjoying it. We post it internally on the Workplace Loan Originator group. We also post it on our Facebook publicly. And again, it's all about making sure we want to support and root for everybody to be successful, but we are competing. We are trying to get better every day, and we are focused on making sure, we are growing moving forward. So weekly rankings, great idea by our business development and marketing team. Last thing I want to talk about before I hand it off here to Kate is time management. I had a lot of conversations here over the last week with loan originators, and this is a really, really big one. It's like, I ask LOs, like, walk me through your day. From the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, walk me through your day. Tell me what you're doing throughout the day. And the key thing here is this is like, you got to schedule your day. You have to be in a situation where you're not sitting there reacting to what's coming at you. You shouldn't be in a situation where like your whole day is waiting for the phone to ring, waiting for an underwriting approval, waiting for conditions to come through. Like, that's reactive. That's for the other guys. We're focused on being proactive. That means scheduling time to be making outbound calls to referral sources, scheduling time to follow up with customers, scheduling time to post on social media. Like, that's the way this thing works. You have to make sure you're focused on scheduling your time out and you have a plan every day. That doesn't mean you got to work 60, 70 hours a week. That just means you got to have a plan. So coming into the week, you can schedule time to, go on social media or surf the internet or do whatever you want to do, but it's a matter of scheduling the time to do the things you have to do to be successful. Putting in that effort to make sure you have a schedule is critical. And you can have time that's, following up on conditions, touching base with my processor, team time with your team members to make sure, you're supporting them and everything's going well with your loan fulfillment process. But at the end of the day, time management is the single biggest factor for success. Like, to me, the ability for a person to get the most out of a 40-hour work week is critical. There's so many people I've talked to just in the last week where I go through, hey, what are you doing from 1 to 5? Like, explain to me this period of time. And for the most part, it's like, well, usually I'll get my loan approvals then, or usually I'm chasing this down, or I'm checking the locks. Like, that's not a plan. That's like, 15 minutes takes you to do your pipeline management. 15 minutes, you can follow up on loan disclosures. Like, don't sit there and schedule an hour to take that something that takes like 10, 15 minutes. Focus on making sure you're designating time to go win, to go compete, to go get in front of customers, do your relationship development, do your relationship management, grow your team. Like, this is all about time planning. It's the single biggest thing I can tell you that will help you achieve your goals next year. I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Kate.
Thank you all for joining me. My name is Kaitie Mahaney, and I'm the Director of Production. The first thing I want to discuss with you is processes. Our current process flow is important for us to get dialed in because this directly correlates with a great client experience. We define our client experience as the LO experience, the referral partner's experience, and the borrower experience. In order to foster good relationships with our clients, we're focused on providing urgency and efficiency when moving a file from application to close. Last week, we took a new approach with our front of house pre-underwriting team. They've been really focused on having thorough, complete, clean files up front before submitting to the initial underwriting team. Since taking this new approach, we were able to get 6 perfect files with no income or asset conditions, allowing for 6 early CDs to go out at the time of initial approval from underwriting. This means we're passing clean files to the processing team. And on that receiving end, the processors are able to focus on speed and efficiency, eliminating fires on the back end and ensuring our clients will not only close on time, but without stress. This means working with urgency in the client's benefit. Overall, efficiency in our processes from start to finish just means a smoother client experience. Speaking of our client experience, we're currently ramping up for our next group of Loan Originator assistants. They will be coming on to support our LOs. Our goal is to provide the LOAs a thorough training that will equip them with the same mortgage knowledge as an LO. This way, we can continue to move files with that same level of care, efficiency, and speed, but on a larger scale. Having a team of strong LOAs supporting our origination teams will allow all of you, our LOs, more time to continue strengthening relationships with referral partners and focus on new business. It's all about that growth mindset, and I'm here for it. Again, my name is Kaitie Mahaney. Thank you all for tuning in.
Hey team, good morning. Hey, it is Jimmy Hobson from the great state of Utah out here. Hey, today I'm going to talk about consistency. So what's brought me the most success in the last, five short years I've been an LO, but 3 years mainly, is consistency. So my entire mindset every single day is marketing. How many eyeballs can get on myself? How many people can I help? How can I reach more people every single day to be able to help them? So when the pandemic happened last year, literally I'd sit in the shower in the morning and think to myself, what am I going to post today to get more people to call me to do mortgages? And it was a little rough time for a lot of us, but that's the biggest key. You'll find consistency is the key to everything. The reason why we're growing so big is because of consistency. The reason why UWM has been so successful is because consistently they add. Matt Gauger, for example, consistently posts videos on YouTube over and over and over again, and eventually that kind of snowballs. So if I can implore one thing for you guys, is that consistency is the key to everything. So every morning, wake up, get into a routine, get up early, go to the gym, get that mindset focus so that you can really dial it in and attack it. Now that requires a plan, and a plan is part of consistency. So if you can take off every single day, structure your week, make sure you're dialed in and go. So for me, consistently I do a handful of things. Obviously, I get up early. I look at my files. I look at things I'm missing. I make sure I'm in front of my files before anyone's awake or going so that I'm on top of it. Another thing I always do is I always answer my phone. Regardless, my wife sometimes hates it, but that's where the business comes from. So my great friend Todd Bitter always says, answer your damn phone. Very important to be consistent in this business. If you're all over the place, you're never going to get anywhere. So dial it in, be consistent. Obviously, it's an honor for me to be here with you guys. It's amazing to be part of this team and to really dial it in. I really appreciate you guys having me today. Have an amazing Wednesday.
Hi there, UMortgage team. Matt Ishbia, President and CEO of UWM. Anthony invited me to come here and speak a little bit during your sales meeting, so I'm honored to be able to be here with you and speak a little bit about UMortgage, what you guys are doing. At the same time, there's so many parallels to what we've done here at UWM, so I want to share some of my thoughts. Hopefully it's helpful to you in some way, but big thing, as you're trying to build something special, which we think we have here at UWM, but at the same time, we've got a long ways to go to continue to improve every single day. It's all about the team. I'm real big about team and changing the mindset. Like, when you're small, you're thinking about what's in it for me. How's it going to help me? What about me? And then it turns to the team. And you start thinking about the team, and then if the person next to you, the person across the room is doing good things, when everyone's winning here at UMortgage, it's going to help all of us, and we all win together. It's a bigger pie for all of us to win. And so thinking about big picture first, a lot of people think, what about this for me? And how much money am I making on this deal? Don't think like that. Think about, how do you win long term? How do you work together to get better every day? How do you improve every single day across the company? That's what we're trying to do here at UWM. I'm thinking, it's not, we didn't get here by just thinking about how much money can we make on this particular loan and let's do this. And, it's always about winning, team, big picture, and growth. And I think there's a lot of parallels. Talking to Anthony, I talked to him quite a bit about things you guys are doing over there. I know you guys are thinking the same way. It's not about chasing price on every single deal. It's talking about chasing the client experience on every single deal, chasing success, speed. The biggest thing I learned for years and years at UWM, what got us here, was speed solves everything. It's the game, right? Making the process faster and easier. There's always going to be someone that does it cheaper than you. There's always someone that does it cheaper than me. There's always someone that's cheaper than anyone. That's not the game. It's all about speed and experience for the client, and that success will drive multiple referrals. And so, brokers that lose usually are ones, we chase price. Oh, this price is 9 basis points better. Let's try them. They're 12. It's the wrong way of thinking about it. Closing loans in 8 days wins. Making sure the client gives you a positive 5-star review wins. That's the game. Long-term success is all about speed and ease. That's the game, not anything else. Don't get confused ever. I focused on it at UWM, and we continuously focus on getting it faster and easier all the time. The big thing for you guys too is feel good. You guys are one of the fastest growing mortgage companies out there, and you will soon be one of the biggest, if not the biggest mortgage company in America from a mortgage broker perspective over the next 2 to 3 years. I know you can do it because you got great leadership, you have great vision, and you're going to execute every day. And also, you got UWM as a partner. We've got your back. There'll be bumps in the road. I'm sure we'll screw up this loan and that loan. You'll get upset about that. But that's not what it matters. It doesn't matter about one loan. Every loan matters. But the big thing is the big picture. We're a team. I've got your back. We have your back, and we always will have your back. Anthony knows that, and hopefully a lot of you guys know that too. Because UWM and UMortgage are partners. I'm not your lender. I'm not your investor. I'm your partner. And partners help partners win. You're going to help us. You're going to be on social media posting positive things about UWM. I'm going to help you. We're going to do different things to help you grow your business. We're going to come out with new technology. Like, as soon as one of the partners gives up, that's when you lose. We are partners. We're going to win together for the long term. And speaking about long term, one thing that I know will for sure happen in your time is change. You got to get on board with change. I have to get on board with change. The reason we're not so big at UWM is because all those other lenders that were so big and strong before didn't want to change. They didn't want to believe in the brokers. They wanted to stick with what always worked. Change wins all the time because you know what? You can change back. Think about it. UWM came out with UClose. That was a cool thing, but UClose 2.0 is a lot better. I haven't had brokers that didn't want to change off our old UWM website into Ease. Ease is the best website in the country by a lot, but we didn't want to change. They felt like it was so, like if you're not open to change, you will lose at UMortgage and just in business and in life. You have to be open to change, trying new things, and changing back if it doesn't work. That's the game in almost all businesses. And so, let me leave you the last couple things was this. I talk about change, I talk about speed, but this, long-term is going to win. UMortgage, you're going to win. Sacrifice a little bit of today, a little more extra work today to win long-term. Tomorrow, you're going to win if you sacrifice today for the long-term. Too many people focus about what's in it for me today instead of what's in it for we tomorrow. If you think about we tomorrow in the future, you're going to win. Together we will is a saying we say here at UWM. I know UMortgage is going to be one of the best mortgage companies in America, period. We've got your back at UWM. And so think about this. Where are you at today? Where you're going in 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, not where you're going on November 1st, October, December 31st. Like that's short-term thinking. Long-term's the game. We've got your back at UWM. I know Anthony and your leadership team's got your back there, and you're going to do big things for the long term. Let's do it together as a team, as a family, as partners for the long term. Excited to partner with you guys. If you ever need anything from me, reach out. UWM has got your back, and we will going forward. And I'm excited to see UMortgage continue to evolve, continue to grow for years to come. Have a great day.
Hey there, UMortgage. Dave Higgins here from the L&D team, and I'm here to tell you about 2 upcoming opportunities that'll help you grow and get better every day. The first opportunity ties in really, really well with what we just heard Matt talking about, and that's how important it is to be thinking long-term and to create a strategy that helps you to win long-term. Well, how do you do that? It starts with setting really strong goals for yourself and giving yourself something to shoot for. So that's why this Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be doing a training session on setting professional goals using something called the SMART goal model. We're inviting everybody at UMortgage to attend this training, and it's not mandatory, but if you want to set yourself up for long-term success, like Matt just talked about, then learning how to create one or a couple SMART goals will be hugely beneficial to you and will help you stay on track towards the success that you want to see for yourself. Later this afternoon, I'll be sending out a short survey for that training to everyone in the company. If you do plan on attending the training, please complete that survey for me. It only has 5 questions and will help prepare you for the training itself, but it's not graded or used as any kind of assessment. The answers that you provide on the survey will help me personalize the training to everyone that's going to be there. So again, if you do plan on attending our SMART Goals training on Friday, please complete that survey before then, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. To further support your growth and development, we have a second awesome opportunity that will be happening in the next couple of weeks. We're going to start hosting peer-to-peer mentoring sessions for all of our loan officers at our branches. The goal is to bring LOs with similar levels of experience in the mortgage industry together about once a month for you to share ideas, best practices, and coach each other on how to handle different challenges that you're running into as LOs. So for example, maybe you're in Utah and you're having trouble building your realtor relationships. Well, maybe another LO at the Michigan branch just had the same kind of problem and can offer a suggestion or two on how to break through to a realtor that you in Utah had never thought of trying. These peer-to-peer sessions are meant to help build our LO community and provide each of you with a wider network of contacts where you can help each other grow and increase your business. So we're really looking forward to this initiative, and we'll have more information for you as we get closer to the launch date for those peer-to-peer group sessions. We really hope that you take advantage of both of these opportunities and look forward to helping you grow yourselves and your business. So again, I'm Dave Higgins from the L&D team. We look forward to working with all of you very closely in the near future.
Hey everybody, my name is Amer, Bally. Thank you so much for always having me on here. It's inspiring to see how every single week something is changing, something new is rolling out, and just the benefits of UMortgage and how phenomenal the team is. So jump right into it. The first thing I want to talk about this week is urgency. So I've been talking to my team about urgency Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all last week. Urgency is important. Sometimes we have a problem where we get the client in the door, we get them sold, they want to work with us, but we don't get them to continue. We don't get them to sign their documents, send us over their documents, actually submit the file and start the actual loan. And the why behind that is because we're not putting a proper sense of urgency behind our clients, right? We're, hey, Mr. Client, rates are changing, rates are going up. We have to hurry up and get this thing locked in. Or, hey, Mr. Client, we only have 25 days on this purchase contract. We have to go ahead and get this thing closed, right? Urgency is important when you're talking to the borrower because sometimes they don't know how long these things take. They don't know that an appraisal takes 10, 15 days. They have no idea, right? So it's like they think, oh, an appraisal is 3 days, it's done. So we have to create that urgency within that borrower. But with urgency, you also have to set proper expectations. Expectations are very important because if you're saying, hey, Mr. Borrower, please go ahead and sign. Hey, Mr. Borrower, please go ahead and get this done. Send me over these docs. Get this done, get this done, get that done. And now you just sound like a cheesy sales rep. That's what you sound like you are. But urgency mixed with proper expectations makes it seem as if we are not trying to sell you, Mr. Client. We just have to get these things done in a timely manner. So with urgency, make sure you're also setting proper expectations. Mr. Client, I'm going to hurry up and get this appraisal ordered for you. Mr. Client, you have to go ahead and pay for it because they still have to find an appraiser, then schedule the appraiser, then get the appraiser done, and then send it back to us. So setting that urgency is important. And it's something that I'm pressuring all my team to make sure they do more of because once again, it'll help us become better loan officers, not sales reps, loan officers, because our clients are going to be more knowledgeable, more engaged, more workable, I guess you can say, with the mortgage process. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is think big. Think big is huge. So I was at a UWM mastermind over the last week, and I was working with Matt Ishbia. Matt Ishbia was talking about how the one thing that he wishes he could have done differently in his career when he first started was he wishes he would have thought big enough earlier, right? So me, I never believed I could close 200 million in volume in a single year. That wasn't a thought. That's not something, oh, that's what I'm going to get to. I didn't even think I could do that. I thought the most I'll ever do is 100 closings a year. I thought that's the most I could ever even think about. And 100 closings a year is wild, right? That's what I thought. But it's because I didn't think big enough. And then when I got to 100 closings a year, I said, oh, shoot. Well, I guess I got to do 150 now. Or, oh, shoot, I got to do 200 now. It's like, why didn't I say I'm going to do 500 closings a year when I first started? Why didn't I think I'm going to do 800 units when I first started, right? Why didn't I think that up front? So are we thinking big enough in our careers? Are we thinking big enough in a personal aspect, in a working aspect? And once again, with our career, hey, I'm going to be the best marketing person in the world. I'm going to be the best operations in the world. I'm going to be the best loan officer in the world. And this is how I'm going to get there, right? You know, working with Dave Higgins taught a lot about the SMART goals. And it's like our SMART goals will allow us to think big. Our SMART goals will allow us to say, hey, I'm going to get to this level. And mind you, that level might not be attainable. Like it might be like, man, that sounds really, really hard to get, but that's what a goal is. A goal is supposed to be hard, right? It's supposed to be hard to get to that point. So once again, are we thinking big enough as loan officers? Do we believe that mortgage brokers will take up 50% of the market share? Mind you, we're dominating. We are dominating and we only own less than 30%. I could be wrong, but less than 30% of the market. What's going to happen when we own 50, 55, 60? That means what we're doing now, we'd have to double it. That means 200 million in volume. You're going to do 400 million in volume. It's like, that's why we got to think big. We got to think big every single day. How are we going to go to the next level? How are we going to take over? How are we going to dominate? And what are we going to do to better ourselves for the consumer, to make sure the consumer is getting the best mortgage possible by us thinking big enough? So once again, everybody, as always, I'm always honored to be on these. And you guys already know, if you ever need anything, reach out. Thank you for everything. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, Amer. That's great. Think big. That's how we're thinking here. We're thinking big going into 2022. We're thinking big for our team, making sure we're helping everybody on our team grow. One popular subject that's come up here over the last several weeks is we've brought on some of the best loan originators and best teams in America. Is a lot of loan originators have either reached out to our loan originators about joining UMortgage, or have reached out to myself about joining UMortgage. So just want to kind of get into like, what are we looking for? Who are we looking to partner with? Because we are not one of those companies that's looking to partner with every Tom, Dick, and Harry loan originator. That's not the game that we're playing. We're focused on partnering with people that we have alignment with. As a matter of fact, we've recently brought on some people and very quickly realized that we didn't have alignment and had to move on from those situations. Because, like, to me, team is everything. And being all in for our team members is critical to our success. So that means, we're not just all in for our loan originators. We're all in for our entire team. We want to make sure that everybody's being successful. In order for our loan originators to be successful, we need our business development team to be successful. We need our learning and development team to be successful. We need our marketing team. We need our production teams to be successful. It's a team effort and everyone matters. So, who do we want to partner with? It starts with this is, we don't want mercenaries. We want patriots. We want to make sure the people that are joining our team are here for the long term, have alignment on our core values, are in it to win it long term. So, when people come in and they're talking about more BIPs, signing bonuses, these short-term things, these things that in the retail world are ways to rent production. Hey, listen, I'm going to give you a signing bonus. You come here. I'm renting your production for a year. Like, we don't want that. We're long-term focused. We don't want short-term anything. So our focus is on growth. Our focus is, how are we going to win, not just next year, but for the next 10 years? How are we partnering with loan originators and branch managers that are focused on delivering great financial literacy to their consumers, making sure they're making an impact on their community, building their brand together as a team, and supporting each other to grow to best serve all consumers and referral partners. So, what does this look like? For starters, our value proposition is not, come here to get more money, or come here to get 1099, or come here to, get a signing bonus. Like, that's not what we're doing. We have no interest in that. There's a million other places that you'll find a home that could do that. Our focus is taking the LO and turning them into the CEO of their business, getting them out of the weeds of being the consumer loan officer on every transaction, the person that's chasing documents, working on closings, doing all that work. Like, we're going to focus on replacing yourself, number one, so your consumer experience and your partner experience doesn't suffer, and getting you higher level, getting you in a position where our teams can help take your business to another level. Like, you're not going to go from, 100 million to 200 million or 500 million by sitting there and doing every single transaction on your own. It's all about making sure that you're building a scalable model by building a team around you that helps take your game 100x. Like we don't want to just go from 100 million to 200 million. We want to go 100 million to a billion, 2 billion. We want to make sure we're partnering with people that are thinking big, like Amer said, and want to win big. So, when you think about partnership, if you're sitting there saying, hey, listen, I just want to, I want to take it easy. I want to take, work to take a back seat. I'm not focused on growing. I just want to make a little bit more money. Like, that's not us. And believe me, that's completely fine. And we respect that more than anything. Like, we completely get, last 2 years have been great. A lot of people want to relax. A lot of people want to take it easy. We're focused on growing. We're focused on winning. We're focused on building a winning team. So the people that we're partnering with are all in for what we're doing. For the most part, anybody that's coming to UMortgage is actually going backwards in income. A lot of the people that we're partnering with are saying, hey, listen, we know we're going to give up some basis points. We know we're going to give up some value to the company, but we're in it to win it together. We want to make sure we're investing in UMortgage, just like we're investing in our partners. We don't want to be the price leader. We want to be the value leader. We want to be the company that's delivering the most value, the most consistently, and helping our loan officers grow and take their game to another level. So that's who we're focused on being. I chose this quote because it's important. Stop chasing the money and start chasing the passion. That's what we do here every day. Every team member, we're competing just as hard as our loan originators are competing for relationships and customers. We're here competing to provide value and to help our loan originators better serve their customers and grow their business. Last thing here, compete for everything. This is a mindset that we take very, very seriously, and we think about it in everything we do. So, compete for everything means taking nothing for granted, making sure you understand that you're entitled to absolutely nothing. So, you can have a good year. You're going to have a great 2020. You had a great 2020. You're going to have a great 2021. Great. When January 1st, 2022, when the clock strikes midnight and that day takes place, you've started a new year. It's back to the hustle. It's back to the grind. So you can call it the grind, or you can have the mindset that I expect to compete. I wake up every day and I'm focused on competing for my team members because people are going to try to recruit them. I'm focused on competing for my loan officers by providing value and make sure our business is providing value to them and our teams are providing value to them, because if not, they're going to go somewhere else. It's all a value game. Either you're adding value or you're going to lose a lot of relationships. You're going to lose customers. You're going to lose loan originators. You're going to lose team members. So the name of the game is value. The name of the game is making sure that you understand that every single day you've got to be competing. And the minute that you take a step back, the minute that you take a deep breath, somebody is going to pass you by. And this is what we think about every single day. It's why we obsess how do we make our consumer experience better? How do we take steps out of the process? How do we make sure we're training our team members better so that they're better serving our loan originators and helping our loan originators close more deals, spend less time on the phone, have more work-life balance? How do we make sure we're competing in every element of our business to make sure every team member with our organization is succeeding in their role? So that's the way we think about everything. Compete for everything. I want to send a special thank you to Matt Ishbia for joining us on this week's weekly sales meeting. Have a great day. See you guys next week.